Big scary aliens attack. The big room was full of different aliens. They all looked worried. Some had big eyes, some had many arms, and some looked like rocks. But they all had the same scared look on their faces. In the middle of the room was a big round table. Around it sat the most important aliens from all over the galaxy. They were the Galactic Council. Usually they talked about boring things like trade routes and space laws. But not today. Today they were scared. An alien that looked like a tall blue tree stood up. His name was Zix, and he was in charge of the meeting. He raised all four of his arms to get everyone's attention. "Friends," Zix said in a shaky voice, "we are in big trouble. The Void Eaters are back." The room got very quiet. Then, all at once, everyone started talking. Some aliens cried. Some shouted. Some even tried to leave the room. Zix waved his arms again. "Please, calm down. We need to think." A small round alien that looked like a purple beach ball rolled forward. "But Zix," it said, "the Void Eaters are too strong. They eat whole planets. What can we do?" Zix looked sad. "I don't know, bloop, but we have to try something." Just then, the big doors at the end of the room burst open. A group of aliens ran in. They looked tired and scared. One of them, a tall alien with silver skin, ran up to Zix. "Sir," the silver alien said, "we just got news. The Void Eaters have attacked the Sparkle System." Everyone in the room gasped. The Sparkle System was one of the prettiest and richest parts of the galaxy. If the Void Eaters could attack it, nowhere was safe. Zix turned to a big screen on the wall. "Show us," he said. The screen lit up. What they saw made everyone feel sick. The beautiful planets of the Sparkle System were gone. Where they used to be, there was only darkness. It was like someone had taken a big eraser and rubbed out part of space. "How?" someone asked. "How did they do this so fast?" The silver alien looked at a small computer in his hand. "They have new ships," he said, "bigger and faster than before. They ate 3 planets in one day." The room was quiet again. Everyone was thinking the same thing. If the Void Eaters could do this to the Sparkle System, what chance did anyone else have? Zix sat down hard in his chair. He looked very tired. "We fought the Void Eaters before," he said, "but never like this. They're too strong now." An alien that looked like a big red crab clicked its claws. "Maybe we should give up," it said. "Maybe if we give them what they want, they'll leave us alone." "No," shouted another alien. This one looked like a cloud of green gas. "We can't give up. We have to fight." "Fight with what?" asked the crab alien. "Our ships are too slow. Our weapons don't hurt them. We can't win." More aliens started shouting. Some agreed with the crab. Others agreed with the gas cloud. Soon, everyone was yelling. Zix tried to calm everyone down, but it didn't work. The meeting was turning into a big fight. Suddenly, there was a loud boom. Everyone stopped shouting and looked around. In the corner of the room stood a small alien. It looked like a rock with eyes. In its hand was a big hammer. It had hit the floor to get everyone's attention. "Fighting each other won't help," the rock alien said in a deep voice. "We need to work together." Zix nodded. "Grunk is right," he said. "We can't give up, but we also can't win by ourselves. We need a miracle." Just then, another alien ran into the room. This one looked like a big book with legs. "Sir," it said to Zix, "I have news." "Not now," Zix said. "We're in the middle of a crisis." "But sir," the book alien said, "this is important. We found something new." Everyone turned to look at the book alien. In the scary quiet of the room, any news that wasn't bad news sounded good. "What is it?" Zix asked. The book alien opened itself. A picture appeared above it, like a hologram. It showed a blue and green planet. "We found this," the book alien said. "It's in a far part of the galaxy. We never looked there before." "So?" asked the crab alien. "It's just another planet. The Void Eaters will eat it too." "No," said the book alien. "This planet is special. It has life on it." Now everyone was interested. New life was rare in the galaxy. "What kind of life?" Zix asked. The book alien changed the picture. Now it showed strange creatures. They walked on two legs. They had no scales or feathers. They looked soft and weak. "They call themselves humans," the book alien said. The crab alien laughed. "These little things, how can they help us?" But the book alien wasn't done. "Watch this," it said. The picture changed again. Now it showed the humans doing amazing things. They were building big machines. They were making new inventions. They were exploring their own planet and even starting to explore space. "These humans," the book alien said, "they're smart, really smart, and they think in ways we've never seen before." Zix leaned forward. For the first time that day, he didn't look scared. He looked hopeful. "How long have they been doing all this?" he asked. The book alien checked its pages. "About 100 years, it said. Now everyone was surprised. Most aliens took thousands of years to do what these humans had done in 100. "They're fast learners," said the gas cloud alien. "And creative," said Grunk the rock alien. Zix stood up. He looked at everyone in the room. "Friends," he said, "maybe this is our miracle. Maybe these humans can help us." "But they're so far away," said Bloop the beach ball alien. "And they don't know about us. How can we get their help?" Zix smiled for the first time that day. "We'll go to them," he said. "We'll ask for their help. It's a long shot, but it's the only hope we have." The room was quiet again, but this time it wasn't a scared quiet. It was a thinking quiet. Everyone was imagining what these strange humans might be able to do. "Well," said the crab alien, "I guess any hope is better than no hope." Zix nodded. "Exactly," he said. "We'll send our fastest ship. We'll talk to these humans. And maybe, just maybe, they can help us stop the Void Eaters." As the meeting ended and the aliens left, there was a new feeling in the air. It wasn't exactly happiness. Things were still too scary for that, but it was something close to hope. For the first time since the Void Eaters came back, the aliens of the Galactic Council felt like maybe, just maybe, they had a chance. And it all depended on a little blue and green planet, far away in space, and the strange creatures called humans who lived there. Humans are found. The spaceship was very quiet. Inside, a young alien named Zorp was looking at a big screen. Zorp looked like a tall blue stick with eyes on top. He had 3 arms and no legs. Instead of legs, he floated on a small cloud. Zorp was a scientist. He was smart, but he was also very young. This was his first big job. The Galactic Council had sent him to find the planet called Earth. They told him to be careful and not let the humans see him. "This is boring," Zorp said to himself. He had been looking at empty space for days. Maybe the book alien was wrong. Maybe there's no Earth. Just then, something on the screen blinked. Zorp moved closer. His eyes got very big. "I found it," he shouted. "I found Earth." Zorp was so happy that he did a little dance on his cloud. Then he remembered he was alone on the ship and felt silly. He looked at Earth on the screen. It was blue and green, just like in the pictures. But seeing it for real was different. It was beautiful. "Okay," Zorp said. "Now I need to watch the humans and learn about them." Zorp made his ship hide behind Earth's moon. Then he sent out small flying cameras. These cameras were so small that humans couldn't see them. The cameras flew down to Earth and started taking pictures and videos. Zorp watched the videos for hours. He was amazed by what he saw. He saw humans building big cities. He saw them making music and art. He saw them playing games and laughing. "Wow," Zorp said. "They really are special." But then Zorp saw something that made him worried. He saw humans fighting each other. He saw them making weapons and hurting the planet. "Oh no," Zorp said. "Maybe they're too dangerous. Maybe we can't ask them for help." Zorp was about to give up. But then he saw something else. He saw humans helping each other after a big storm. He saw them working together to solve problems. He saw them trying to make their world better. "They're not perfect," Zorp said, "but they're trying. Maybe that's what we need." Zorp kept watching. He learned more and more about humans. Some things made him happy. Some things made him sad. But everything made him interested. After a few days, Zorp knew he had to tell the Galactic Council what he found. He sent them a message. "I found Earth," he said in the message. "The humans are amazing, but they're also scary. I don't know if they can help us, but I think we should try." Zorp waited for an answer. He was nervous. What if the council said no? What if they decided humans were too dangerous? While he waited, Zorp kept watching Earth. He saw a group of humans working on a new kind of energy. It was clean energy that didn't hurt the planet. Zorp got excited. "That's so smart," he said. "Maybe they could make energy that stops the Void Eaters." Just then, Zorp got a message from the council. He was so nervous that his cloud started shaking. He opened the message. It was from Zix, the leader of the council. "Good job, Zorp," the message said. "We got your report. We agree with you. Humans are risky, but we need their help. We're sending a team to meet them. Get ready." Zorp was so happy that he did another dance. This time, he didn't feel silly at all. But then he realized something. "Oh no," he said. "How do we talk to humans? They don't know about aliens." Zorp thought hard. He looked at more videos of Earth. He saw how humans reacted to new and scary things. "We need to be careful," he said. "We can't just land a big spaceship. That would scare them." Zorp had an idea. He sent another message to the council. "We should talk to human leaders first," he said in the message. "But we need to do it quietly. Maybe we can make our ships look like human planes. Then we can meet in a secret place." Zorp felt proud of his idea. But he was also scared. What if something went wrong? What if humans didn't want to help? While he waited for the council team to arrive, Zorp kept watching Earth. He saw humans doing more amazing things. They were exploring the deep ocean. They were making tiny robots to help sick people. They were even starting to plan trips to other planets. "They're so curious," Zorp said. "They always want to learn more. Just like me." For the first time, Zorp felt like maybe humans and aliens weren't so different. Days passed. Zorp learned more and more about Earth. He learned about human food. It looked weird but interesting. He learned about human pets. He really wanted to pet a dog. He even learned some human languages, though hello was hard to say with his alien mouth. Finally, Zorp saw new ships arrive. They were the council team, coming to meet humans. The ships changed shape to look like human planes, just like Zorp suggested. Zorp felt nervous and excited. "It's really happening," he said. "We're going to meet humans." The leader of the council team sent Zorp a message. "Good job, young one." It said, "Your idea is good. We'll meet human leaders tomorrow. Do you want to come?" Zorp was so excited that his cloud turned pink. "Yes," he said. "I want to come." That night, Zorp couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about humans. He wondered what they would say when they saw aliens. Would they be scared? Angry? Happy? "I hope they like us," Zorp said to himself. "We really need their help." As he looked at Earth from his ship, Zorp felt something strange. It was a feeling he hadn't felt since the Void Eaters came back. It was hope. "Maybe," he said softly, "maybe humans are the answer. Maybe they can save us all." With that thought, Zorp finally fell asleep. Tomorrow was going to be a big day. Tomorrow, aliens and humans would meet for the first time. And maybe, just maybe, It would be the start of something amazing. Aliens meet humans. The sun was just coming up over a big field. The field was empty, except for a small group of people standing near a tent. These people looked very serious. They were wearing suits and had lots of security guards with them. One of the people, a woman with short gray hair, looked at her watch. "They should be here any minute," she said. Just then, they heard a sound. It was like a plane, but quieter. They looked up and saw 3 planes coming down, but these planes looked strange. They were too smooth and shiny. As the planes got closer, something amazing happened. They changed shape. In a few seconds, they weren't planes anymore. They were spaceships. The people near the tent gasped. Some of the security guards reached for their guns. "Stay calm," said the woman with gray hair. "Remember, we invited them." The spaceships landed softly on the grass. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, with a quiet hiss, doors opened on each ship. Out of the first ship came a tall blue alien. It looked like a tree with 4 arms and floated on a small cloud. This was Zix, the leader of the Galactic Council. From the second ship came a small round alien that looked like a purple beach ball. This was Bloop, Zix's assistant. The third ship opened, and out came Zorp, the young scientist who had found Earth. He was so excited that his cloud was turning different colors. The humans stared at the aliens. The aliens stared at the humans. For a long moment, nobody moved. Then the woman with gray hair stepped forward. "Welcome to Earth," she said. "I'm President Chen of the United Nations." Zix moved forward too. He held out one of his 4 hands. "Thank you, President Chen," he said. "We come in peace and hope." President Chen shook Zix's hand. It felt weird, like shaking hands with a tree branch. But she smiled anyway. "This is unexpected," said one of the men in suits. "When you said representatives from beyond, we thought you meant from another country." Zorp couldn't help it. He laughed. It sounded like bells ringing. Some of the humans smiled at the sound. "I'm sorry for the surprise," Zix said. "But we needed to meet in secret. We have a big problem, and we need your help." President Chen nodded. "Let's go inside the tent," she said. "We have a lot to talk about." Inside the tent, there was a big table with chairs. The humans sat on one side, the aliens on the other. Zorp's cloud lowered so he could see over the table. "So," said President Chen, "you're really aliens from another planet?" "Yes," said Zix. "We're from many planets, actually. We're part of the Galactic Council." One of the human men laughed. "Galactic Council, like in movies." Bloop the beach wall alien rolled forward a bit. "Yes, like in movies," he said, "but real. And in big trouble." The humans looked at each other. This was getting serious. "What kind of trouble?" asked President Chen. Zix's branches drooped a little. "There's a terrible enemy coming," he said. "We call them the Void Eaters. They destroy whole planets, and we can't stop them." The tent got very quiet. The humans looked scared. "Why are you telling us?" asked another human. "What can we do?" Zorp floated up a little. "Because you're amazing," he said. His cloud turned pink with excitement. "We've been watching you. You do things we've never seen before. You think in new ways. We think you might have ideas that could help." The humans looked surprised. They weren't used to aliens telling them they were amazing. "But we don't have spaceships like yours," said President Chen. "We've only been to our own moon." "That's okay," said Zix. "We don't need your spaceships. We need your minds, your ideas, what do you call it? Your thinking outside the box." Some of the humans smiled at hearing an alien use that phrase. "Can you tell us more about these Void Eaters?" asked a human woman. She had been quiet until now. "What are they like?" Bloop rolled forward again. A light came out of his top, showing the picture in the air. It showed a dark ship that looked like it was made of shadows. "This is a Void Eater ship," Bloop said. "They use energy we don't understand. Our weapons don't work on them. They can eat a whole planet in one day." The humans gasped. Eating a whole planet? That seemed impossible. "How do they do that?" asked the quiet woman. Zix looked sad. "We don't know," he said. "That's why we need help. We've tried everything we can think of." President Chen stood up. She looked at the other humans, then at the aliens. "This is a lot to take in," she said. "We need time to think, to talk to other leaders." Zorp's cloud turned a little gray. He was worried the humans would say no. But then President Chen smiled. "But I think I speak for all of us when I say we want to help. We just need to figure out how." The aliens looked happy. Zorp's cloud turned bright yellow. "Thank you," said Zix. "We understand this is a big surprise. We can give you some time. But please, don't take too long. The Void Eaters are getting closer every day." The humans nodded. They understood this was serious. As they were leaving the tent, Zorp floated up to the quiet woman who had asked about the Void Eaters. "Excuse me," he said. "What's your job? You asked good questions." The woman smiled. "I'm a scientist," she said. "A physicist. I study energy and space." Zorp's eyes got big. "Really? Me too. Well, I study space. I'm the one who found your planet." The woman looked surprised, then laughed. "Well," she said, "I guess scientists are curious, no matter what planet they're from." Zorp laughed too. For the first time, he felt like maybe humans and aliens could be friends, not just allies. As the aliens got back in their ships, Zix turned to the humans one last time. "We'll come back in 3 days," he said. "I hope by then you'll have some ideas. The fate of the galaxy depends on it." With that, the ships took off. They changed back into planes as they flew away. The humans watched them go. They had a lot to think about. "Well," said President Chen, "I guess we better call a big meeting. We have a galaxy to save." As they left the field, everyone was quiet. They were scared about the Void Eaters. But they were also a little excited. Humans had always wondered if they were alone in the universe. Now they knew they weren't. And not only that, but aliens thought humans were special. It was going to be an interesting few days. Humans have cool ideas. 3 days had passed since the aliens left. The big meeting room was full of people. There were scientists, leaders, and even some kids who had won science contests. Everyone was talking at once. President Chen walked in, and everyone got quiet. "Okay," she said, "the aliens will be here soon. What ideas do we have?" A man with wild gray hair stood up. He looked like he hadn't slept in days. "I've been thinking," he said. "The aliens said the Void Eaters use energy we don't understand. What if we use energy they don't understand?" "What do you mean?" asked President Chen. The man grinned. "Music," he said. "We turn sound into a weapon." Some people laughed, but the man didn't care. "No, really," he said. "We could make huge speakers, play the loudest, craziest music ever. Maybe it would confuse the Void Eaters." President Chen nodded. "It's different," she said. "But different might be good. What else?" A woman in a lab coat stood up next. "The Void Eaters eat planets, right?" she said. "So what if we make a fake planet, like a giant piñata filled with something that would hurt them?" Now people were getting excited. Ideas started flying around the room. What if we use mirrors to reflect their energy back at them? Could we make a giant magnet to pull their ships off course? Maybe we could train space whales to fight them. President Chen held up her hands. Okay, she said. "These are all very creative, but we need to think about what's possible." Just then, a young girl raised her hand. She looked nervous. "Yes," said President Chen. "What's your idea?" The girl stood up. "Well," she said quietly, "in my science project, I made a tiny black hole. It only lasted for a second, but what if we could make a big one? Could it suck up the Void Eaters? The room got very quiet. Then everyone started talking at once again. A black hole. That's crazy. But it might work. How did a kid make a black hole? President Chen looked amazed. Young lady, she said, I think you just gave us our best idea yet. Just then, there was a noise outside. The aliens were back. Everyone ran outside. The alien ships landed, and Zix, Bloop, and Zork came out. Hello humans, said Zix. Do you have any ideas for us? President Chen smiled. Oh yes, she said. We have lots of ideas. They all went back into the meeting room. The humans started sharing their ideas. Some aliens looked confused. Some looked excited. Zorp's cloud kept changing colors as he listened. When they got to the black hole idea, Zix's eyes got very big. That might actually work, he said. Bloop rolled back and forth. But how? He asked. How can we make a black hole big enough? The young girl who had the idea raised her hand again. She said, I have an idea about that too. Everyone looked at her. She took a deep breath and started talking. She talked about math and science that most people didn't understand. But the aliens and some of the scientists were nodding. When she finished, there was silence. Then Zorp's cloud turned bright gold. That's brilliant, he said. We never thought of that. Zix turned to President Chen. This is exactly why we came to you, he said. Your people think in ways we never imagined. President Chen looked proud. So, what's next? She asked. Zix thought for a moment. We need to test these ideas, he said, especially the black hole one. Can we work together? Combine our technology with your ideas. President Chen looked at the other humans. They all nodded. Yes, she said. We'd be honored to work with you. Zorp floated over to the girl who had the black hole idea. What's your name? He asked. Lily, she said shyly. Well, Lily, said Zorp, how would you like to come to our space station and help us build your idea? Lily's eyes got big. Really? I can go to space. Zorp laughed. Of course. We need the best minds, and yours is one of the best I've seen on any planet. Lily looked at her parents. They looked worried but proud. They nodded. Okay, said Lily. When do we leave? Zix turned to the rest of the humans. We'll need more help, he said. Scientists, engineers, even artists and musicians. Your different ways of thinking are exactly what we need. The humans in the room all started raising their hands. Everyone wanted to help. President Chen laughed. I think you'll have plenty of volunteers, she said. As the meeting ended and people started to leave, there was a feeling of excitement in the air. Humans and aliens were talking, sharing ideas, making plans. Zorp floated over to President Chen. Thank you, he said. We came here hoping for help, but we found so much more. We found partners. President Chen smiled. That's what humans do best, she said. We come together when things are tough. And now, our together includes you too. As the aliens got ready to leave, taking some humans with them, Lily turned to her parents. Don't worry, she said. I'll be back soon, with a solution to save the galaxy. Her parents hugged her. We know you will, said her mom. Just don't forget to brush your teeth in space. Everyone laughed. As the ships took off, humans and aliens waving goodbye to each other, there was a new feeling in the air. It wasn't just hope now. It was confidence. The Void Eaters were strong, but they had never faced humans before. And humans, with their crazy ideas and never-give-up attitude, were ready for the challenge. The galaxy didn't know it yet, but everything was about to change. And it all started with a young girl's science project and a room full of people brave enough to think the impossible. Fighting back. The big space station was buzzing with activity. Humans and aliens were working side by side, building strange machines and testing weird gadgets. In the middle of it all was Lily, the young girl with the black hole idea. Lily was working with Zorb, the alien scientist. They were looking at a small black ball floating in a glass case. "Is that really a tiny black hole?" Lily asked, her eyes wide. Zorb's cloud turned a proud shade of blue. "Yes. We made it using your ideas. Now we just need to make it bigger." Suddenly, alarms started blaring. Red lights flashed everywhere. Zix, the leader of the Galactic Council, floated in quickly. "The Void Eaters," he shouted. "They've attacked a nearby system." Everyone in the station froze. This was it, the moment they had been preparing for. "Are we ready?" asked President Chen, who had come to the station to help. Zix looked worried. "Our big black hole maker isn't finished, but we have to try something." Lily stepped forward. "What about our other ideas?" she said. "We can use them to slow down the Void Eaters while we finish the black hole." Zix nodded. "Good thinking, Lily. Okay, everyone. Time to fight back." The station turned into a whirlwind of activity. Humans and aliens ran to their ships, carrying their weird inventions. The wild-haired scientist who suggested using music grabbed huge speakers. "Time to rock the void," he yelled. The woman who suggested the fake planet Pingader rolled a giant ball covered in blinking lights. "I hope they like surprises," she said with a grin. Even the idea about space whales was being used. A group of aliens that looked like giant jellyfish floated by. "We're not whales," one said, "but we'll do our best." As ships launched from the station, Lily and Zorb stayed behind with a small team. They had to finish the black hole maker. It was their best hope. Out in space, the battle began. The Void Eaters' ships were huge and dark, like moving pieces of night sky. They were heading towards a beautiful green planet. The human and alien ships flew towards them. The Void Eaters didn't seem worried. They had never lost a fight before, but they had never fought humans before. The first wave of ships blasted the loudest, craziest music the universe had ever heard. Heavy metal mixed with alien sounds that hurt human ears. The Void Eater ships shuddered. They had never experienced anything like this before. Some of them started spinning in confusion. Next came the fake planet. It looked real from far away, but as the Void Eaters got close, it split open. Out poured a sticky goo that covered their ships. "Yes," shouted the woman who made it. "Eat that, Void Eaters." The jellyfish aliens wrapped themselves around Void Eater ships, squeezing tight. Other ships shot giant mirrors, reflecting the Void Eaters' dark energy back at them. For the first time ever, the Void Eaters were in trouble, but they were still strong. They started fighting back, shooting dark beams that made ships disappear. Back on the station, Lily and Zorb were working as fast as they could. The black hole maker was almost ready. "Just one more adjustment," said Zorb, his cloud turning a tense purple. Lily looked at the screen showing the battle. The good guys were fighting hard, but they were starting to lose. "Hurry," she said. Finally, Zork shouted, "It's ready." Lily pressed the big red button. The station shook as the black hole maker powered up. Out in space, a tiny dot of darkness appeared. At first, nothing happened. Then, slowly, it started to grow. The Void Eaters noticed. They tried to run, but the black hole was getting stronger. It started pulling them in. "It's working," shouted President Chen. "Lily, you did it." But then something went wrong. The black hole was growing too fast. It wasn't just pulling in the Void Eaters. It was pulling in everything. "Oh no," cried Zorb. "We can't stop it." Lily looked at the controls. She had an idea, but it was dangerous. "What if we reverse it?" she said. "Make it push instead of pull." Zorb's eyes went wide. That's never been done before. It could explode. Lily set her jaw. "We have to try." Together, they started changing the controls. The station shook harder. Outside, ships were struggling to get away from the black hole. Just when it seemed like everything would be sucked in, there was a huge flash of light. The black hole suddenly started shrinking. But as it shrank, it sent out a massive wave of energy. The wave hit the Void Eater ships first. They vanished in a puff of dark smoke. Then it washed over the human and alien ships, but didn't hurt them. Instead, it gave them a push, sending them flying away to safety. As quickly as it had appeared, the black hole was gone. Where it had been, there was now just empty space. The Void Eaters were nowhere to be seen. For a moment, everything was quiet. Then cheers erupted from every ship, and on the station. They had done it. The Void Eaters were defeated. On the station, Lily and Zorp hugged. Zorp's cloud turned every color of the rainbow. "You did it, Lily," he said. "You saved us all." Lily grinned. "We did it," she said. "All of us together." As the ships returned to the station, there were celebrations everywhere. Humans and aliens danced together, laughed together, and shared stories of the battle. Zix floated up to President Chen. "Thank you," he said. "Your people's ideas saved the galaxy. We will never forget this." President Chen smiled. "And we'll never forget you," she said. "I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship between our peoples." As the party went on, Lily looked out the window at the stars. Just a week ago, she was a normal girl on Earth. Now she had helped save the galaxy. "What happens next?" she asked Zorp. Zorp's cloud turned a thoughtful green. "Well," he said, "there's a whole universe out there to explore. And I think humans have proven they're ready to join us in space. Want to come along?" Lily's eyes lit up. "Do I ever?" she said. As humans and aliens made plans for the future, everyone knew that things would never be the same. The galaxy had faced its greatest threat, and won. And it was all thanks to the crazy ideas and brave hearts of humans, and the aliens who were smart enough to ask for their help. The adventure was just beginning. The big fight. The big room was quiet. Humans and aliens sat around a table, looking at a map of stars. In the middle of the map was a dark spot. That was where the Void Eaters came from. Zix, the alien leader, spoke first. "We've pushed them back," he said. "But they're not gone. We need to stop them for good." Lily, the young human girl who had helped so much already, raised her hand. "We need to go to their home," she said. And this where it started. Everyone looked worried. Going to the Void Eaters' home was dangerous. But they knew Lily was right. President Chen stood up. "Okay," she said. "Let's make a plan." For days they worked. Humans and aliens shared ideas, built new machines, and got ready for the biggest fight ever. Finally, the day came. A huge fleet of ships gathered near the space station. There were alien ships that looked like giant butterflies, human ships that looked like sea animals, and in the middle, a special ship built by both humans and aliens together. Lily stood with Zorp, looking at this special ship. It was big and round, with lights all over it. "What do you think?" Zorp asked, his cloud turning a nervous green. Lily grinned. "It's perfect," she said. "The Void Eaters won't know what hit them." As everyone got on their ships, there were hugs and goodbyes. This was going to be hard, and not everyone might come back. President Chen spoke to all the ships. "Remember," she said, "we're fighting for every planet, every person, every alien in the galaxy. We can do this." With a roar of engines, the fleet took off. They flew through space, passing stars and planets. Everyone was quiet, thinking about the big fight ahead. As they got closer to the Void Eaters' home, they saw it. It was like a giant black cloud in space. No stars shone through it. "That's it," said Zix. "That's where they come from." Suddenly, alarms went off. From the black cloud, hundreds of Void Eater ships appeared. They looked angry. "Here we go," said Lily. "Time to save the galaxy." The battle started. Void Eater ships shot dark beams. Human and alien ships fired back with lasers, sound waves, and weird goo that stuck to the Void Eaters. In the middle of it all, Lily and Zorp were on the special ship. They were heading straight for the center of the black cloud. "Ready?" Zorp asked. Lily nodded. "Ready." They pressed a big button. The ship started to glow, brighter and brighter, until it was hard to look at. The Void Eaters noticed. They all turned towards the glowing ship. "That's what Lily and Zorp wanted." "Now," shouted Lily. The ship exploded in a burst of light, but it wasn't a bad explosion. It was like a sun being born. The light spread out, touching every Void Eater ship. Where the light touched, the darkness faded. Void Eater ships started to change. They weren't scary anymore. They looked confused. Zix's voice came over the radio. "It's working. The light is changing them back." Lily and Zorp cheered. Their plan was working. The special ship had been full of the same energy that made stars. It was the opposite of the Void Eater's dark energy. But the fight wasn't over. In the middle of the black cloud, something big was moving. It was huge, bigger than any ship they'd ever seen. "The Void Eater leader," said Zorp, his cloud turning a worried purple. The giant ship came out of the cloud. It shot a beam of darkness so strong that it pushed back the light. "We need more power," shouted Lily. All around them, human and alien ships turned towards the giant Void Eater. They all fired at once, adding their energy to the light. The giant ship shook. Cracks appeared in its dark surface. But it was still fighting. Lily had an idea. "Everyone," she called over the radio, "think happy thoughts. Remember why we're fighting." It sounded silly, but everyone did it. They thought about their homes, their families, the beauty of the galaxy. Something amazing happened. The ships started to glow, not with engines or weapons, but with a warm light that came from inside. This light joined the rest. It pushed against the darkness, growing stronger and stronger. The giant Void Eater ship couldn't take it. With a sound like 1,000 thunderstorms, it broke apart. Light rushed in, filling every dark space. For a moment, everyone was blind. When they could see again, the black cloud was gone. Where it had been, there were stars. Beautiful, twinkling stars. Cheers erupted from every ship. They had done it. The Void Eaters were gone. As the light faded, they saw something surprising. The Void Eater ships were still there, but they were different. They were colorful now, and looked friendly. A voice came from one of them. "Thank you," it said. "You freed us. We were lost in the darkness for so long." Zix spoke to the former Void Eaters. "Welcome back," he said. "There's a place for you in our galaxy, if you want it." The ships all flashed their lights. They did want it. As everyone flew home, there were celebrations on every ship. Humans and aliens danced and laughed together. They had faced the biggest challenge ever and won. Lily sat with Zorp, looking out at the stars. "We did it," she said. "We really did it." Zorp's cloud turned a happy yellow. "We sure did," he said. "And it's all because humans and aliens work together. We're stronger together than we ever were apart." As the ships flew home, carrying heroes from 100 worlds, everyone knew that this was just the beginning. They had saved the galaxy. Now they could explore it together. The stars twinkled brightly, as if they too were celebrating. The darkness was gone, and the future looked bright indeed. Humans saved the day. The big spaceship landed softly on Earth. It was a special day. Humans had saved the galaxy, and now the whole galaxy wanted to say thanks. As the ship's door opened, out came aliens of all shapes and sizes. There were tall ones, short ones, some with many arms, and some that floated like clouds. Leading them was Zix, the alien leader who had first asked humans for help. Waiting to meet them was a big crowd of humans. There were leaders from every country, scientists, and regular people too. In front was President Chen, smiling wide. "Welcome to Earth," she said, holding out her hand to Zix. Zix took her hand, all four of his arms shaking with excitement. "Thank you," he said. "We've come to thank you. All of you. You saved us all." The crowd cheered. Humans and aliens started to mix, shaking hands, or tentacles, or wings, and talking excitedly. In the middle of it all was Lily, the young girl whose ideas had helped so much. She was standing with her friend Zorp, the alien scientist. They were watching everything with big smiles. "I can't believe it's really over," Lily said. "We did it." Zorp's cloud turned a happy pink. "We sure did," he said. "And it's all thanks to you humans. You thought of things we never imagined." Just then, President Chen called for everyone's attention. She was standing on a stage with Zix. "Today," she said, "we celebrate not just victory, but a new beginning. Humans are no longer alone in the universe. We have new friends, new allies, and a whole galaxy to explore." The crowd cheered again. Zix stepped forward to speak. "On behalf of the Galactic Council," he said, "I invite Earth to join us. You've proven that you belong among the stars." President Chen looked surprised but happy. "We would be honored," she said. As humans and aliens clapped and cheered, something amazing happened. The sky lit up with beautiful colors. It was like the best fireworks show ever. "What's that?" Lily asked, pointing up. Zorp laughed. "That's how my people celebrate," he said. "The flying rainbow aliens are putting on a show for Earth." All around the world, people looked up at the colorful sky. It was a magical moment. For the first time, everyone on Earth felt truly united. In the days that followed, things on Earth started to change. Aliens shared their technology, helping humans solve big problems like hunger and sickness. Humans shared their art, music, and food, which the aliens loved. Schools started teaching about alien worlds. Kids learned about different planets and the creatures that lived there. Some humans even started planning trips to visit other worlds. But it wasn't all easy. Some people were scared of the aliens. They didn't like things changing so fast. Leaders from all over the world had to work hard to help everyone understand that the aliens were friends, not enemies. Lily became a big help with this. She traveled around, telling the story of how humans and aliens worked together to save the galaxy. People listened to her because she had been there, right in the middle of it all. One day, Lily was speaking to a group of kids at a school. A little boy raised his hand. "Aren't you scared of the aliens?" he asked. "They look so different." Lily smiled. "At first, I was a little scared," she said, "but then I realized something. Even though aliens look different on the outside, on the inside, they're a lot like us. They have families, they like to laugh, and they want to learn new things, just like humans." The kids thought about this. Then they started asking excited questions about what aliens like to eat and if they played games. Meanwhile, the former Void Eaters were learning to be part of the galaxy too. With the darkness gone from inside them, they turned out to be kind and creative. They used their ships, once so scary, to help move big things through space and explore faraway places. One day, about a year after the big fight, there was another special meeting. This time, it was on a beautiful alien world with 3 suns. Leaders from all over the galaxy were there, including humans. Zix stood up to speak. "Friends," he said, "a year ago, our galaxy faced its darkest hour. But thanks to the bravery and creativity of humans, we found the light. Today, we're here to make it official. Earth is now a full member of the Galactic Council." Everyone clapped and cheered. President Chen stepped up to accept the honor. "We're so proud to join you," she said. "Humans have always dreamed of the stars. Now we can explore them together." After the ceremony, there was a big party. Aliens and humans danced to music from 100 worlds. They tried foods of all colors and shapes. Some were yummy, some were weird, but everyone had fun trying new things. Lily found Zorp in the crowd. "Can you believe it?" she asked. "A year ago, I was just a normal kid. Now I've been to more planets than I can count." Zorp laughed. And I'd learned more from you than I did in 100 years of alien school, he said. They looked up at the three suns setting, painting the sky in beautiful colors. What do you think will happen next? Lily asked. Zort's cloud turned a thoughtful blue. Who knows? He said. That's the best part. With humans and aliens working together, anything is possible. We could cure all diseases, visit other galaxies, or even learn how to travel through time. Lily's eyes got wide with excitement. Well, whatever happens, she said, I'm glad we'll face it together. As the party went on around them, Lily and Zort watched the stars come out. Each star might have planets with new friends to meet, new things to learn, and new adventures to have. The galaxy had faced its biggest challenge and won. Now, thanks to the special spark that humans brought, their creativity, their courage, and their big hearts, the future looked brighter than ever. Humans had saved the day, but more than that, they had changed the galaxy forever. The adventure was just beginning.